We've all had a crush on a famous person at some time or another. Some you see and at once think, oh wow, they're cute, and others grow on you over time due to their personality or their unwavering charisma. The leading celebrities were dapper and intense, with an air of confident arrogance that passed off as charming. Queen Victoria is often remembered in her later years when she was mourning the passing of her husband, Prince Albert. Contrary to popular belief, her early adulthood was quite different. She was a vibrant and beautiful young woman with an arresting personality and lots of energy for music, dancing, and staying up late. Born fifth in the line of succession, Victoria became queen at the age of 18 and went on to become one of the most iconic figures in British history. From a poor orphanage upbringing in Saumur, France, to become a global style icon, Coco Chanel's story is truly inspiring. Born Gabrielle Bonheur Chanel in 1883, she was sent to an orphanage after her mother's death. She learned to sew at the orphanage and spent her early adult years performing in clubs around France. Later, she famously launched her fashion and beauty brand, introducing us to the little black dress, the Chanel bag, Chanel suit, and Chanel No. 5 perfume. Coco Chanel's story is one of courage, strength, and resilience. Oscar Wilde was a literary genius, renowned for his works such as The Picture of Dorian Gray and The Importance of Being Earnest. However, his personal life was far from ordinary. He had an exuberant personality and a flair for fashion and style and was often seen adorning luxurious fabrics such as velvet and fur. Despite his initial success, Wilde suffered a great deal during the latter part of his life, dealing with court cases and prison time. Catherine Parr, the last and most married Queen of England, was the sixth and final wife of King Henry VIII. Boasting 4 different husbands, paintings of her depict her beauty and natural grace. During her time with the king, Catherine gave him a real family life and devoted her time to ensuring his children were well educated. Unfortunately, her 4th and final marriage was cut short due to her untimely death from childbirth complications at 36. Catherine Parr's life was remarkable, her grace and beauty captivating, and her legacy lives on. Pocahontas was a legendary figure, born in the late 14th century and the daughter of Powhatan, a leader of several Algonquian-speaking tribes in early America. Captain Ralph Hammer, a colonist, used her father's words to describe her as his delight and darling. While her exact appearance is unknown, there are several portraits of her, the most famous being Simon van de Passe's engraving from 1616. She will forever be remembered for her role in aiding the Jamestown settlers and her connection with Captain John Smith. Alexander Hamilton wasn't the tallest of the founding fathers, but his good looks and charisma often got him noticed and in quite a bit of trouble. Described by Henry Cabot Lodge as possessing a great charm of manners, address, and conversation, Hamilton was a man of many talents, including authoring 51 of the 85 Federalist Papers and setting precedents for the U.S. Treasury. His life and legacy were brought to life in the Broadway smash hit Hamilton by Lin-Manuel Miranda, proving that even centuries later, his presence is still known. Regal, beautiful, and serene, Princess Fazia Fu of Egypt was the daughter of King Fuad I and the Queen of Iran after marrying Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, Shah of Iran. Her beauty was often compared to some of the greats of Hollywood, such as Vivien Leigh from Gone with the Wind and Hedy Lamarr from Samson and Delilah. Her elegance and grace transcend generations, making her a timeless beauty to be remembered for the ages. The beauty and brilliance of Wilma Rudolph are undeniable. The world record-holding Olympic champion for track and field with 4 medals is a shining example of an accomplished and powerful woman. She inspired many, giving women the confidence to compete in sports in the United States. Her story is one of strength and courage and a reminder of the power of believing in yourself. Wilma Rudolph is a true icon and an example of what we can achieve when we strive for excellence. From his film star good looks to his notorious outlaw status, Jesse James remains one of the most iconic figures from the days of the Wild West. He may have been romanticized for robbing the rich to give to the needy, but that doesn't take away from his notoriety. Jesse James is famous for his daring stagecoach and bank robberies. Even today, his legacy lives on as a symbol of the Wild West. Emmeline Pankhurst is one of the most influential figures of the 20th century. As a leader of the UK suffragette movement, she fought to ensure women were granted the right to vote. Her efforts were so powerful that Time magazine described her as having shook society into a new pattern from which there could be no going back. Pankhurst's legacy continues to inspire generations, making her an iconic figure in the fight for gender equality. Abraham Lincoln was an iconic figure in American history, widely recognized for his iconic top hat. The 16th President of the United States, Lincoln, had a significant hand in modernizing the economy and leading the country through the Civil War. Despite his efforts, his laws and movements were met with resistance, leading to his assassination in 1865. Despite his tragic end, he will always be remembered for his great contributions to the United States. Winston Churchill is not only remembered for his political contributions, but also for being a Nobel Prize-winning writer and historian, as well as an incredible artist. Growing up to become the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom during the Second World War and again from 1991 to 1955, Churchill is a testament to the power of hard work and determination. His incredible journey from a young man to a Nobel Prize winner will live on in history. General George Patton was an exceptional leader and athlete. He is best known for commanding the 7th United States Army in the Mediterranean theater of World War II and becoming a well-recognized figure of the war. But before that, Patton competed in the modern pentathlon at the 1912 Summer Olympics in Stockholm, Sweden. Despite not receiving a medal, he attained 5th place overall. Patton truly exemplified that with hard work and dedication, we can reach great heights. Coretta King, the wife of the late Martin Luther King Jr., was an influential activist and leader in the civil rights movement. After the loss of her husband, King bravely stepped up and took a major role in the civil rights movement and the women's movement. With a passion for equality and justice, she forged relationships with some of the most influential politicians of her time, including John F. Kennedy. King's legacy as an activist, author, and leader of the civil rights movement continues. Sylvia Plath was a Pulitzer Prize-winning poet, novelist, and icon of literature. Plath wrote some of the most iconic works of all time, such as the anthology Ariel, the novel The Bell Jar, and the collected poems. Her life's work was rewarded posthumously with the Pulitzer Prize in Poetry in 1981, making Plath the 4th person to receive the honor after their passing. Let's take a moment to remember the artistry of Sylvia Plath and the impact she still has on the literary world today. Theodore Roosevelt, America's 26th president, was a leader of the progressive movement and a champion of conservation. He is widely recognized as one of the greatest presidents to ever serve America. His efforts to protect the environment and preserve the nation's natural resources are truly remarkable. He established national parks, employed forestry practices, and ensured that future generations could enjoy the country's beauty. His legacy of conservation will live on for years to come. English poet Rupert Brooke was a man of many talents. He is remembered for his idealistic war sonnets penned during World War I, most famously The Soldier, a poem written in the voice of a young soldier going to war. His good looks were also admired by many, with poet W.B. Yeats even describing him as the most handsome young man in England. Even today, Rupert Brooke remains inspirational to many, his works still evoking a sense of admiration and awe. This picture of a beaming young Indira Gandhi captures a moment of joy for the future Prime Minister of India. At just 30-something, she had no idea of the impact she was to have in the years to come. As the daughter of the 3rd Prime Minister of India, it was almost in her DNA to become the only female to hold the title. She was a truly remarkable leader. This photograph of Indira Gandhi shows the sparkle in her eye and the gaze of a leader in the making. Tenzing Norgay is an inspirational figure who achieved something remarkable. He became one of the first 2 people to stand atop the highest peak in the world, Mount Everest. On May 29, 1953, Norgay and Edmund Hillary reached the summit of the iconic mountain, an incredible feat now celebrated through the Tenzing Norgay National Adventure Award. Given to India's highest adventure enthusiast, the award is a fitting tribute to Norgay's bravery and perseverance. The captivating life of Lily Langtry, otherwise known as the Jersey Lily, was filled with fame, beauty, and success. Her remarkable looks and innate talent for the art of acting captivated audiences around the world. From her performances in the stage, plays The Lady of Lions, As You Like It, and She Stoops to Conquer, Lily's presence on stage enthralled spectators everywhere. Not only did she excel on stage, but Lily also lived a glamorous life off-screen, with her beauty being a constant topic of discussion. She was a true icon of her time, and her influence continues to be felt in the theater world today.